So on my left is the lab sheet, and we are required to build a network consisting of a switch, 2 PCs, as well as a server. So let's do that now. On my right, we have the Cisco Packet Tracer. So the first thing I need to do is let me go over to my Cisco Packet Tracer. On the Cisco Packet Tracer bottom left, you can see network devices and routers versus a switch. So click on the second item to select the switch and look for this switch called 2960. Can you see? So let's drag 2960 switch to the screen. Okay, so you should be able to see 2960 switch here. Okay, next, if you go to the instruction, we are going to drag 2 PCs. Okay, so let's look for the PC on the packet tracer. So for PCs is under the End Devices tab. Can you see? Let's click on End Devices. And for End Devices, you can see that the PC is available here. So let's drag the PC to the screen. And since we need 2 of them, we drag another one. Okay, so there'll be 2 PCs, PC0 and PC1. Okay, going back to the lab sheet, they ask for a server. Okay, a server is also something like a PC. It's also an end device. So let's go over to the end devices, and under the end devices, we can find the server. Can you see? So let's drag the server to the screen. So this is the current layout we have. 2 PCs, 1 switch, and the server. Okay, next we are going to connect the devices together. So to connect the devices, we can use the cables. So the first thing we need to do is we'll go and search for a copper straight through cable. Okay, to connect PC0 to switch 0. Okay, PC0 to switch 0. So let's go to cable. The cables are under the connection, this lightning cable, lightning icon. So lightning icon, look for the straight through cable, which is this third cable from the left. Can you see? So click on the straight through cable, and then you will see the curly cursor icon. Go to PC0, click on PC0, and you will see a small menu come up. So under the small menu, select Fast Ethernet 0. Okay, Fast Ethernet 0, and then the icon will be stick to the PC. The other end, go to switch 0. Okay, click on the switch 0 and look for Fast Ethernet 0/1. Can you see? Fast Ethernet 0/1, and click on this. After you click, you will see the cable is connected. On the PC side, the icon will be green color. On the switch side, it will initially be red or amber. After a few seconds, it will turn green as well. Okay, so in case we don't want to wait, we can click on this icon to fast forward so that it becomes green color. Can you see? So over some time, maybe 1 minute or so, it will become green color, both the icons. So let's do the same thing for the other PC1. Can you see? So for PC1, we are going to use straight through also. Copper straight through cable to connect PC1 to switch 0. Okay, so let's go to find the copper straight through. Click on the connection icon, and then look for copper straight through. Can you see this third icon from the left? Click on this icon, and then you will see the cursor become a curly cursor. Click on the PC1, and then you will see a small menu, correct? Select fast Ethernet 0. And then you will see one side is linked to the PC1. For the other side, go to switch 0, click on switch 0 and look for fast Ethernet 02. Okay. And then after that, same thing, you will see the connection. One side is green color, the other side is red color. If you wait long enough, this amber icon will become green color like this. Okay. So let me just speed up the process. I click on this icon to speed up, and both sides is now green color. Can you see? So we are done with PC0 and PC1 cabling. So let's connect the cable for switch 0 and server 0. So go back to the lab sheet. According to the lab sheet, let's use copper straight through cable between server and switch. Okay, so but this time now, be careful. We are going to connect to gigabit 01. Okay, gigabit Ethernet 01. Okay, previously we were connecting to fast Ethernet. Okay, but this time around server, we are going to connect to gigabit 01. Okay, just be careful. So let's go over to the packet tracer, look for my connection, go and look for copper straight through. Okay, copper straight through, select copper straight through, go to my server 0 and click. So server 0, the small menu will pop up. You will see only one option, fast Ethernet. Click on fast Ethernet, and then for the other end, connect to the switch, and then you will see a whole lot of options. Use gigabit Ethernet 01 because the lab sheet says so. Okay, so we follow the lab sheet. Lab sheet says gigabit Ethernet 01. So click on this one, you will see the connection like this. Okay, same thing. The icon to the switch initially will be amber. So after some time, it will become green color. So let me just fast forward this process, and you should see green color for all the icons after some time. Okay, so we are done with the cabling part. So part 1, step 2 is done. So let's go on to configure the static IP address. Okay, so go over to my server 1 and click on the server tab. Can you see? So let's go to my server 1. Under server 1, I click on server 1, server 0, sorry. You will see this dialog box pop up. Can you see? So under the dialog box, select config or select desktop. Select desktop. Okay. So under desktop, select IP configuration. Can you see? Desktop IP configuration. And then under IP configuration, you will see a screen something like this. So you will be asked to key in your IPv4 address and subnet mask and so on. So let's get this info from the lab sheet. According to lab sheet, the IP address is 192.168.1.1. So let's do that now. Key in the static IP address. It's static by default. And 192.168.1.1. Okay, so that is your IPv4 address for server 0. And let's go on to key in the next item, which is the subnet mask. So for subnet mask, we are going to use 255.255.255.0. So let's do that. So subnet mask by default already key in 255.255.255.0. Okay. Don't worry about the meaning of this for now. We will explain more in the next few lessons. So once this is done, we can go on to close the IP configuration for server 0. Okay, we are done with server 0 IP address configuration. So once this is done, you can close the dialog box here. Okay, you can close this dialog box, and then you can close the server one pop-up window. Okay. Okay. So there is a quick way to check your IP address on the Cisco Packet Tracer. So without going into the server 0, you can actually mouse over. Okay, if you click on your mouse, you hover your icon on server 0, you should be able to see the following. Okay, let me try again. You should be able to see the pop-up on the screen. Sorry, my screen is too big.
Guys, for your submission, right, your lab, right, try to put your name. Okay. For this one, you don't need to zip. Okay, just submit the file, the actual file. So, for example, you just put your just put your name, then underscore the lab number. Okay, then you submit. So easier for us, but and check. Okay, thanks. Okay, guys, just follow the whiteboard. You can put the lab first, then your name. Either or, you can put your name first or the lab first. So long we can identify you by your name and the lab number.
Okay, guys, let me continue. So as mentioned just now, you can key in your IP address, and then under the Cisco Packet Tracer, there is a quick way to preview your IP address. All you need to do is just hover your cursor on the icon, and you will see a small balloon pop up that will show you the IP address of the server. In this case, the server is configured to 192.168.1.1. Okay, /24 is the subnet mask. Okay, so that's for my server 0. Let's go on to the configuration for the PC. So for the PC, we can go and configure the IP address similarly. Click on the PC 0. Okay, so after I click on PC 0, I will see a window pop up. Go over to configuration. Desktop. Under desktop, you will see IP configuration. So select IP configuration. You will see the same thing just like before. Okay. Key in your IPv4 address for PC 0. So PC 0, in this case, is 192.168.1.2. Okay. So this address is 192.168.1.2. Okay. And if you click on the subnet mask, it will automatically churn up the 255.255.255.0. Can you see? So just need to type in this one and click on the screen here. You will show the subnet mask automatically. Okay. So this is for PC 0. So the same thing, once I've done for PC 0, I can close the dialog box. So I just click on the cross button here, and this is considered safe. So same thing, if I want to double check, make sure my IP address is keying correctly, I can hover my icon here. And then I should be able to see the IP address for my PC 0, which is 192.168.1.2/24. Okay, so PC 0 is done. So let's go over to configure my last device, which is my PC1. Okay, so PC1, I'm going to configure IP address 192.168.1.3. Okay, so let's do the same thing. PC1, So click on PC1. And then on the dialog box that pop up, go over to my desktop, go over to my IP config, and in the same thing, we key in the IP address for my PC1. In case you are wondering where did I get this magical number, the magical number is from your lab sheet. Can you see? I'm just following the lab sheet. Nothing fantastic. Okay, so follow the lab sheet. It says 192.168.1.3. So once this is done, click on the subnet mask and it will automatically populate for you 255.255.255.0. Okay, so once this is done, you can close the dialog box. Just click on the cross icon and then click on the cross icon. Same thing, you want to double confirm the IP address for PC1, just hover your icon over your cursor, over your cursor over the PC1 icon. You should be able to see the IP address that you have configured earlier. Okay, quite simple. So once this is done, we are ready to finish up the last part, the lab connectivity. So for connectivity of the lab, first we go over to my PC0. So for PC0, which is here, so I click on PC0, same thing, the screen dialog will open. Under PC0, go to command prompt. Okay, so click on command prompt and you will see this screen that looks very similar to your Windows command prompt. Okay, so over here, I'm going to key in the command ping space 192.168.1.1. Right? So let's check. Lab sheet says ping 192.168.1.1. Okay, so let's press enter. So after I press enter, you will see the following output. Okay, there are 4 series of packets that are sent to the endpoint 192.168.1.1, and you notice that the result sent 4, receive 4, lost 0, so 0% loss. So because it shows that after I send 4 packets, all 4 packets are successfully received because 0% loss, everything all received. It means that the connection to my endpoint 192.168.1.1 is successful. Okay, so this operation is successful. Okay, so that is how we can check the connection between the 2 endpoints. Okay, the PC0 and the server 0. Okay, so this is the way we check the connectivity. So we have checked PC0 and server 1. That means the connection between PC0 and server 1 is successful. Okay, is successful because we are able to connect between PC0 and server 0. Okay, if any of the connection is connected wrongly, for example, if I did not connect this cable correctly, I will not be able to ping server 0. Understand? So in the networking troubleshooting, when you need to troubleshoot your connection, the ping command is usually used to check the connectivity. So for example, when PC0, you try to ping server 0, if the ping is not successful, that means if you get, for example, 100% loss, it means that somewhere in between PC0 and server 0, there is a breakdown. Okay, somewhere along this PC0 and server 0, somewhere there's a connection error. Okay, so you will need to go and troubleshoot which cable is connected wrongly or which setup is done wrongly. Okay, so for now, because our connection is successful, so we are able to ping server 0 from PC 0. Okay, so that is how we troubleshoot our network in this packet tracer. So going on for the next device, we are going to PC1. So let's go over to PC0 and ping PC1. So from PC0, we are going over to PC0, and then from PC0, I'm going to go to my command prompt again. So from command prompt, let's go over to ping 192.168.1.3. Okay, because the left sheet says so. So ping 192.168.1.3. And then after that, I press enter. And if everything goes well, you should be able to see the same successful connection. 4 packets are connected correctly, and then you get 0% loss. Okay, so what does this mean? It means that I am able to connect from PC0 to PC1. Okay, which means like this. So right now, I'm trying to ping from PC0 to PC1. Okay, my PC1 IP address is 192.168.1.3. Can you see? So I'm trying to ping from PC0 to PC1. So if my ping is successful, what does it mean? It means that my connection, the cable between PC0 to switch 0 and from switch 0 to PC1 is correct. Okay, can? Otherwise, I will not be able to ping. So that concludes my testing for PC0. Okay, my PC0 is able to ping. Earlier on, I ping from PC0 to server 0. This one was successful. And then now I try to ping from PC0 to PC1, which is also successful. Okay, so this is a very simple example of troubleshooting your network. Okay, so this is what we have done so far. So let's go on to the next step. Step 2, verify connectivity via web browser. So we can also check your connectivity through the web browser. Okay, so what you can do is I can go over to my PC1. Okay, from my PC1, under PC1, you can look for my web browser. So go to my web browser. So for PC1 web browser, you key in the following IP address, 192.168.1.1. Okay, so same thing. I'm going over to my PC1 web browser and key in the IP address 192.168.1.1. Click go. Okay, once I click go, you should be able to see the following web page appear. The reason is because on the PC1, there is a default web page or web server running. That's why you can actually access it on the web browsers. Okay, so this is my web browser. I can check the connectivity from PC1 to the web browser. So what is happening here is on the diagram itself, your PC1 is your web browser, correct? So what we are trying to do is we are trying to check the connectivity to my to my web server on the server itself. This is my 192.168.1.3. 0.1.1. Remember? So what I just did was I used the web browser on my PC1. Okay, I use the web browser on my PC1, and then I try to connect to the browser. I try to connect to my server 0 through the web browser on PC1. Okay, and then when the web page appears, I can safely say that my connection works between my server 0 and PC1. Okay, okay. So this is another way to test the connectivity between the server 0 and PC1. Okay. So this is for this part, step 2. Alternatively, I can also do the same thing on PC0. Okay, I can also do the same thing on PC0. So let me show you. Same thing. I can do the web browser check through PC0. So I just go to PC0 and select my web browser. Okay, PC0 web browser. And then under the web browser, same thing. I'm going to key in the IP address for my server. Okay, and when I click go, I should be able to see the same web page appearing. Okay, because on my server, which is 192.168.1.1, there is a web server running on the server itself. So that's why this page will appear. Mean to say, what I just did was I use my server, use my PC0 and open a web browser here. And then I try to connect to the web page that is hosted on my server 0. Okay. My server 0 IP address is 192.168.1.1. Okay, so since I'm able to open the web page successfully, it means that my connection between my PC0 to my server 0 is successful. Okay, so this is this part of the testing. So I'm done with my PC0 and PC1 testing. So I'm going to do some basic switch configuration for part 4. Okay, so this part will require some typing. So I hope you can try to stay awake. Okay, on the configuration over here, your server and the switch. In order to control the switch, there are a few ways, but we are going to show you the proper way. Okay, on the switch itself, you need to connect a console cable to the PC before you can connect to the switch. So what I'll do over here is I'll go to the connection, select the second option, console cable. Can you see? And then for the console cable, I will go over to my PC 0 and select RS232. Okay, so select RS232, and then you will see the icon becoming something like this. On the one end, the blue cable is connected to PC 0. On the other end is so-called open. So for the other end, I'll connect to the switch and click on the switch. You will see the menu pop up. Select the first one, console. Okay, so select console and you should be able to see the connection like this. Can you see? PC 0 and you will see the two sides, green color. So this shows that the console cable is connected correctly on the PC 0 and switch 0. Okay, we are ready to configure the switch. Let me go over to my PC 0. And then under my PC 0, I'm going to select terminal. And then don't need to change the configuration for the port setting. Just click OK. And you should be able to see the whole bunch of words coming out on the screen here. For now, you don't need to worry what this means. Okay, just continue. This is just the switch that's booting up, that's all. Okay, at this point in time, I can actually click on the terminal and then I use my keyboard to type. Okay, I'll press enter here and you will see the prompt appearing over here. Okay, switch this prompt here. Okay, so now we are going to do some configuration on the switch. So there are some typing involved, so you need to do some typing. So on the switch itself, you will see the configuration tab which we done just now. So we are now under the this thing called the iOS command prompt. Okay, iOS. Okay, the iOS is not the iPhone iOS. It's actually the Cisco iOS, another name for the operating system under the Cisco switch. So just like over here, you will be able to see the following. So these are the commands that we're going to key into the switch one by one. Okay. So the first command I'm going to key in is this command called enable. Can you see enable? So let me go to the switch here and type enable. Okay. Enable, press enter. So next, I'm going to key in this command called configure terminal. Okay, so I'm going to key in this command called configure terminal. So let's key in over here, type configure terminal. Okay, so type configure terminal. And when I press enter, again, the prompt will change. Can you see? I can do commands, I can do certain setting changes and all that. So what are the first command I'm going to change is the host name. Okay, so the first thing is I'm going to change the host name for the switch. So let me go and change the host name for the switch. Okay, I'm going to change the host name. Host name of the switch to central. Okay, so I'm going to change the host name of the switch to central. So when I press enter, I can see now my prompt is changed again. Can you see? Now my prompt is changed to this central. So after I've done this, I can also do a few other things to configure the fast Ethernet and so on. Am I required to do that? Okay, never mind. I think we can just leave it for now. Okay, so we don't need to configure the fast Ethernet for now. So under the CLI tab, we can also issue a command to shut down the switch. Okay, so we can actually go and shut down the switch, or sorry, shut down the command prompt. Okay, so I can go over to my fast Ethernet here to configure certain things lah. Okay, but never mind. We just skip this part for now. So just for your information, I can switch off the prompt, okay, if I want. So like for example, if you see my switch over here is green color, correct? So green color means the interface or this cable here is on. Okay, that's why it's green color. I can use my command prompt to switch off the interface. So what I can do is, let me use the command interface. Okay, fast Ethernet 0/1. Okay, so fast interface, fast Ethernet 0/1. When I press enter, you will see the prompt change again. Can you see? So now the prompt is in the config -if. IF stands for interface. Okay. So that means I'm now in the interface mode for fast Ethernet 0/1. Okay, to maybe show you what the lab sheet is trying to do. So the lab sheet for this part asks me to shut down the interface. Okay, so let's try that. So in this case, what I'm going to do is if I key in the command called shutdown. Okay, so before I press enter, let's check a look. So you see that the cable between PC0 and switch 0 is green color, correct? Can you see? It's green color. So now if I key in the shutdown command here, okay, fast Ethernet 0 is this cable. Okay, this cable is fast Ethernet 0/1. So over here, I'm going to click the shutdown command. Notice that when I press enter, the cable become red color. Can you see? The cable become red color. What does red color mean? Red color means I have changed the interface fast Ethernet 0/1 to administrative down. Okay. So in Cisco terms, in Cisco networking terms, administrative down means you switch off. That's all. Okay. You simply switch off the cable. That is why you see the cable becomes red color. Okay. Okay. Any question? So this is what it means, shut down. Okay. Okay, so that is what we are doing over here.